I tried to go to Walmart today with my wife just to get some stuff. It was too much. Um, those of you that go back to work already, more power to you, but I just wiped me out. And everything is driving me a little bonkers today, too, so I don't think I'm doing well. Hopefully, this passes. I'm getting real anxious to try and eat something that's not liquid, and I know I can't for a while still. So that's disappointing. Um, the pain is still pretty awesome. And the good news is today, for the first time, I feel like I'm going to make it. The pain is still there, but I don't have to wear my binder anymore. I am able to get about and just not be in pain constantly. So that is a huge plus. I couldn't be happier that things are starting to look up. Yesterday was terrible. A couple other good things that have happened since the surgery and the pre-diet. My type 2 diabetes seems to be gone currently. My blood sugar comes in at 80 without any kind of insulin, or I was on 4 different diabetic medications, and now I'm on none of them, and my numbers are lower than they've been in years. So that's awesome. My blood pressure is way down. My heart rate dropped through the roof for those first couple days post-surgery, but it's starting to come back up, which is great. I think that helps me feel more functional. I still can't walk the dog and do heavy lifting of any kind. Well, heavy lifting, even like a jug of milk, is kind of a challenge. So I am laying low. Probably visit work 2 days from now and go back to work Monday, which will be 10 days post-op. So I'm 1 week out, and I thought it would be fun to talk about how I got to gastric sleeve surgery, because believe me, the last thing I wanted to do for being overweight and having all these overweight diseases was have surgery. So really, it started this year. In January, I had a heart cath. That's a thing where they send a probe up your arm into your heart and look to see if you have blocked arteries. I had gone into the hospital in December for chest pain, and they couldn't really find anything because I was too big. So the only way to confirm that I was okay was to do this invasive test. That freaked me out quite a bit. One, that I was too big for a normal test, and two, that's a heart cath, and I'm only 45. Now, I had planned, right, on doing the weight loss myself. I've had so many gym memberships and have tried so hard. I believe it was 2 years ago I put in 300 days in a row. I made sure I got to some kind of gym, but was never able to lose the weight. And when it comes down to it, it's a food addiction that keeps you back. And I wish I could have gotten a hold on it by myself, but I couldn't. I needed something else. And when I started looking around and, started to learn about these different surgeries, and at the same time I switched primary care providers, and he was in the tank for the surgery. He knew about it. He supported it. He said I needed to go ahead and look at it. And so I did. I have a great program at Ascension St. John in Tulsa, which is where I started it all, and met my surgeon, who told me, Dr. Bariatric, that 5 years ago he may not have recommended this kind of approach. But after seeing some long-term studies and the people who are living with this daily after being treated, the results are generally pretty good. Now, I went through, it ended up being 6 months, and I ended up at Bailey's, which is another hospital here in town because of insurance. So I kind of went through the program twice. I was never really convinced that I was going to go through with it until the day I actually showed up at the hospital. Didn't tell a lot of people I was doing it. I told enough people that I could be off work. I told my family, but it wasn't really, hey, guess what I'm doing? No. It all kind of worked out to that point. You know, there are some people out there who fight for this, and they spend years trying to get in and get this surgery, and thinking it's their only hope. For me, it was my only hope, but it was for totally different reasons. I had, tried everything else that I could possibly think of. And eventually I just gave in and said, I need something else. And for me, that something else turned out to be the surgery. And, it's just 1 week out now. I'm feeling okay. I feel like I can take this on and maybe win this time. But we're not going to know for a little bit. Hopefully a year from now, my life will be totally different. And I'll be a much healthier guy. And we'll see.